Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney, published by Macmillan, and this is a locked room or a locked island mystery that is set off the coast of Cornwall at Seaglass. And so there's an ancient building on there which is home to Grandma Darker, and a causeway is the only way to access the island and the house. And so obviously twice in every 24-hour period the island is cut off from the mainland, so of course that is a very remote setting. You know, it adds a certain frisson, and this all takes place around Halloween, so again you've got a really dark feel. At the end of the audiobook, the author talks about how she visits a certain part of Cornwall of which she's very, very fond, and that was the inspiration for this setting, and she conjures it up beautifully. It's almost like dark velvet chocolate. You know, it's very atmospheric and it's dark, and you get the sea and the storms and the mainland, so it is a very a good backdrop to what develops. Grandma Darker is about to turn 80, and she has invited her family. Now, several years ago she had her palm read, and she was told that she wouldn't live beyond her 80th birthday, so this might well be her last birthday celebration. It is Halloween, and she has invited her son, and her son is a musician. She's also invited her son's ex-wife. They really don't get on, and to be honest, most of the people in this story have their quirks. They're pretty unlikable. But anyway, the three children come, so that is Daisy, as in Daisy Darker of the title, and her two older sisters, Lily and Rose. Lily brings along her daughter, Trixie, who of course is Daisy's niece. There is also a family friend called Connor, who spent an awful lot of time with the girls when they were younger, and they spent a considerable amount of time on the island with their grandmother. So here they are, all on this island, and it's very atmospheric. If you've read And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie, you will have a sense of how this story is going to develop, and in fact it gets a mention in the storyline. So as you enter, there are 80 clocks, and Grandma is quirky because she's a children's author and illustrator and very, very successful, yet she has these oddball ideas, and so she has 80 clocks, one for each of her years of life, and as you can imagine, when they start chiming on the hour, it must be a cacophony, and just anyway, so that is the entrance as you come in. She's also got a clocking in and clocking out machine from an ancient factory, I imagine, where people who arrive have to clock in and then have to clock out again. So already you're getting a sense that this is a very strange place for people to assemble, and of course then the first murder happens. In between you get poems that have been created and VHS recordings that the assembled people are encouraged to look at, little clues. They don't know whether it's one of them or whether there is somebody else hiding out on the island with them who is starting to take a pop at the family members, and you can understand why, because they are pretty rotten. Grandma has actually sort of read out her will, and in it nobody is really happy with what they're given, because she's pretty forthright about the shortcomings of her family members, and so already there is reason why people might start to pop each other off. Anyway, it comes to its conclusion, and it's quite an original conclusion to the story. So I think if you like a little frisson and a good storyline that's well plotted with a few twists and turns, then I think Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney is certainly one to put on your radar.